everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Points of Articulation. My name's Dave, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Today I'm looking at the 2018 Hallmark Keepsake Ornament, the U.S.S. Discovery, NCC 1031. Now, the Discovery made its first on-screen appearance in Star Trek Discovery, and for a couple fun facts, the Discovery's vessel is actually a crossfield class. Now, besides impulse and warp that we're all used to, it did have another form of propulsion, if we could call it that. The Spore Drive. Using the mycelial network, this bad boy can travel anywhere in space in a matter of seconds, which would have been a huge game changer, but if you saw the show, you know how it turned out. And I do have to admit, I did like in the show when they did choose to bend space, that's what I'm going to call it. Instead of red alert or yellow alert, they went into black alert, and I thought that was a cool little thing they did there. And that does it for the little fun facts in this particular video, so back to the ornament. For its size, it's 7 inches long, making it one of the longest, if not the longest, Star Trek Hallmark ornaments we've ever gotten. This is a great looking ship with a lot to offer. And we do have a lot to look at in this review. We're going to take a look at the mold, the lights, check out the paint, compare it to another ornament, hang it on a tree, and then we'll be done. So set phasers for fun, because here we go. Alright, let's get this review started. Like all my reviews, I'll look at the main sections of the vessel first, and then we'll get nice and close to show off all those details. So first up, let's start with the saucer section. A lot of negative space there. Which, if you looked at the Vengeance and Into Darkness, a lot of people complained about that. But this actually has a reason why there's negative space. In the show, for this to use a Spore Drive, the dish itself actually spins. Pretty interesting. They didn't just do it to be artistic. There is a reasoning behind that, which is cool. Now, besides that negative space, also, we have tons of little line work here. Windows. 6 phaser banks, very reminiscent of the Kirk era of Trek. Turning this around, you can see more beautiful details on the other side. Pretty cool. For the next section, beautifully done. Lots of little details, which we'll look at. We have our button for our lights, our ornament loop, so we could hang this bad boy. For the secondary hole, beautiful detail. I like what they did here. On the underneath, deflector dish. Main body down here, battery compartment. Need a Phillips head for that. More beautiful detail. Copyright crap. In the back of the vessel, we have our shuttle bay, impulse engines, and finally our warp nacelles, which came out pretty good. I like how they're really long on here. This one, however, is a little droopy downwards. I can't really fix that, but what are you going to do besides buy another one, right? But you know what? I forgot to mention photon torpedoes. Where are they? Well, I went on a couple Facebook pages and also watched all of Discovery again, and really focused on the mid-season finale when this went against the leader Klingon ship. And from what I could tell, the photon torpedoes do come out from above the deflector like a normal Federation ship with this type of configuration. But also there are scenes where you see it like this, and the photons are coming out of the saucer section. So I don't really have any hardcore data that says there's launchers here. However, that's what's in the show itself. So this baby is packing. So having said all that, let's have a closer look at this beautiful ship. Alright, we'll begin looking at the saucer section. We can see tons of windows and beautiful molding. Excellent line work. I love these little grates here, the rectangles. I guess we could say this is a type of Aztecan. Very beautiful. Love the molding here, connecting the inner to the outer saucer. Beautiful stuff. And then right here we have our phaser bank. So that's awesome. 3 of them on this side. Turning the ship around. We have our ship name and registry. I know that's more of a paint thin, but beautifully done. We have our bridge section with that little translucent clear plastic for the light. And I think that's molded very well. Turning the dish to the other side. Again, more phaser banks. Beautiful molding on the saucer. Excellent stuff. And back of the bridge, we could see a couple windows there. Excellent. For the bottom of the saucer, again, the beautiful work continues. Lots of little windows on the edge. More phaser banks. Very cool. Again on this side, phaser banks again. The front is looking good. Love those windows. Bottom of the bridge is very cool. Great mold in there. Ship registry, very neat. More grates. Fantastic. Now leading to the neck, we have this nice little junction here. I love the pieces of the ship where the saucer meets the secondary hull. I love the neck. It doesn't matter what ship it is, I think they always do a decent job. So now let's take a look at that. Moving along to the next section, we can see some beautiful line work, tons of windows, a fantastic job coming right on top of the secondary hull. Great amounts of detail. I think they did a decent job. Coming up and over to this, we have some nice windows and some molding again. On the top, nice line work, button for our lights, ornament loop. Moving down more, back above the shuttle section, just nice amounts of line work. For the other side, it's basically identical. We have some great lines and windows throughout the whole neck section. And the cool thing is, in back of the bridge, see that little ring above my finger? That's a docking port. Nice touch there. Oh no, just a beautiful job. I love how the neck blends in sort of to the secondary hull. And speaking of the secondary hull, let's begin to look at that. Looking at the front of the secondary hull, we'll begin with the deflector dish. We could see it is a translucent blue with 2 antennas instead of 1. And I think that's a nice touch. Really adds a little detail to that. Above that, we do have 2 sections here. They can be photon launchers. Nothing's confirmed as of yet. But moving along to the side, we have nice translucent plastic with some molding right in the front. That also lights up. We'll get to that in a few. Some little molded windows right here on the, I guess we could call it the wing of the secondary hull. Pretty cool. That's the same for this side as well. Fantastic stuff. Now for the bottom, I like to call this, the boat section because it looks like the bottom of a ship. But we have tons of windows and line work coming around here. Very neat. Love the box in the back. For the bottom, more line work, battery compartment. Need a Phillips head to get into there, and we'll cover that when we go over the lights. On the other side, basically a mirror job. Nice windows. Look at all that stuff. Beautiful escape pod hatches. You name it, this baby has it. For the wind section, we have our copyright crap. And just beautiful molding going down the side there. Excellent stuff. Great line work. It's the same for this side. Just a fantastic job. Hallmark. For the aft section, we have our shuttle bay, which looks great. Impulse engines, which sadly they're not red, which I wish they were. And more molded detail coming around the sides. Excellent. Now for the top, one of my favorite sections. Some beautiful molding right here. And I turned up the light so we could see all this very good. I hope it's not too bright. And we have molding, and that molding and line work is covered by these nice beams, I guess we could call them. Just love the raised flat sections. I think it came out excellent. And that goes for the same on this side. Just an amazing job. I think they did a beautiful, beautiful job with the paint especially. And we'll get to that in a few minutes. And finally, we have our warp nacelles. Look at that, nice and blue. Little recessed in there. We got the 3 little orbs. Great stuff for the bottom. Excellent line work. Amazing stuff. I love the backs that have the little fins. And then the molding continues going on top. Just beautiful. I love this a lot, especially the sides. Take a quick look at that. Great line work yet again. Little gap in the mold. Not too bad though. Excellent. For the other side, just cool. I think this ship is very underrated. And of course we have this nacelle, which is the same thing. Not going to spend too much time on it. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. But an amazing looking ship. Lots of little details. There's the registry. Excellent stuff. So that is everything I have to say about the mold. All in all, I think it is amazing. A lot of fine work went into this baby. Now, like I said, mine's not exactly perfect. The right nacelle is a little tilted downwards, but besides that, I'm very happy with this ship. I think it came out very, very cool. So now let's take a quick look at the lights, and then we'll move on to the paint. Alright, for the lights, as I noted before, you need a Phillips head to get into this battery compartment. Now this does come with 3 1.5 volt button cell batteries. So, you stick them in there, and then all you gotta do is hit that button and you're good to go. So let me kill the lights. We'll flick that and you can see what it looks like with the lights off. But before that, let's just do it with the lights on. You can see the bridge lights up. A nice yellowish white. Pretty cool. And then you have the deflector and the 2 sides light up a nice LED blue. I think that came out amazing. So now let's see it with the lights off. Alright, now most of my lights are turned off. So now let me click the button again. And you can see how that bridge light just shines. It's actually reflecting off my camera. That's awesome. Let's check out the LEDs on the bottom. Wow, that is sharp. Look at that. Beautiful. I think that came out great. Let's see both lights together. Bridge and deflector section. Magnificent. This is really going to pop on a tree. Awesome stuff. What do you guys think? Do you like how the lights work? Would you like to have seen maybe them have the light up impulse engines or warp nacelles? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, real quick, let's go over the paint of the U.S.S. Discovery, which features about 5 different colors. The first 2 are almost identical. It's a nice copper color, just one's a little darker than the other. As we can see, the main color is a nice metallic copper. Reflects light very good. I think they picked a nice color choice for that. Now the second color is just a shade or 2 darker. And you can see it on these rectangle sections, and when the light hits it, it does stand out, as you can see. And that color is also present on the bottom, right here and right here. So that's pretty cool. Now the other colors we have is white for the ship name and registry, and line work around the saucer, on the neck, above the shuttle bay. And also there is white above the warp nacelles, on the bottoms, and the sides for the name and registry, which we saw when I zoomed in. All in all, great looking job. There's the name and registry right there. And on the bottom, name and registry on the sides, and more line work. Just a beautiful job there. Now the other color is silver, which is scattered throughout the saucer section. We can see it right here and here, and on these rectangle grates going around the saucer. Is also on the, actually, yeah, it's a little bit on the bottom, on the rectangles, barely. It's like they didn't want to paint them. And then for the 2 triangles right here, you can see it stands out with the light hitting it. So awesome job there. Now finally, the last color is a beautiful blue. You can see it in the Bazaar collectors in the front. And the blue going down the side of the warp nacelle. On both sides, actually. It's a very nice job. I think it came out great. And the blue really pops against that copper color. All in all, I think they did a very nice job with the paint. Again, I would have loved to seen some red for the impulse engines, but what's done is done, I guess. So now, let's compare this to an older Hallmark ornament, and then we'll put it on our tree, and then we'll be done. And for a fun size comparison with the 2018 U.S.S. Discovery on my right, I have it next to the 1993 U.S.S. Enterprise D on my left. Magnificent looking ship. If you could get your hands on one of these old ones, go for it. It's not that bad. I love the detail on here. Regardless, just look at the size difference here. Got them about lined up. And you can see how the Discovery just dwarfs it in length. Mostly due to the warp nacelles, but still. Amazing stuff, right? Despite their sizes and age differences, these are both very good models, and I love the ornaments so much. So now, let's do what they're made for, hang them from a tree. Okay, first thing you're going to want to do is get your ornament hook, put it on like so, pinch it so it doesn't fall off. Then you can put it on a tree like so, and you're good to go. And that does it today for my review of the 2018 Hallmark Keepsake Ornament, the U.S.S. Discovery NCC 1031. Again, the Discovery was first seen in Star Trek Discovery, and for the ornament size, it is 7 inches long. Now, the first time I ever saw the Discovery, I didn't really care for it. But after watching the whole season of the show, I really had a lot of respect for the ship itself. I think it came out looking really good. And that goes for every ship I saw on the show. You know, say what you want about the writing or whatever, or the characters. The CGI and designs, all the production that went into the show is beautiful and amazing. And I don't care what anybody says, every single ship I saw, even the Klingons, had some interesting designs that I've never seen before, and I love that. They're bringing something new to the Trek universe. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So do I think the Hallmark Discovery Ornament is worth it? Listen, if you're a fan of Star Trek, or especially a fan of Discovery, this ship is for you. First of all, the mold, as we saw, is amazing. Lots of little details here and there. The paint is awesome. I will have to say, though, I wish there was red paint on the impulse engines, and little things here and there. But on the whole, it looks pretty good hanging from a tree. It does stand out against the green. Now, the feature of this is a light. As we saw, the deflector dish and the 2 beams going down the secondary hull light up very bright, and I think that came out great. And also the bridge lights up, which is a nice touch. So if you're interested in buying this particular ornament, I would suggest going to your local Hallmark store or going on eBay or Amazon or other online sellers. At retail, this particular ship will cost you about $32.99. Now, I recommend this ship for anybody who's a fan of Star Trek Discovery, or if you're a fan of Starfleet vessels. So that's everything I have to say about this very unique ship today. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, hit that like button. And if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody!